How can we be the church God calls us to be? In 1 Corinthians, Paul is speaking to a community of Christ followers who loved God, but began to struggle with what it looks like to actually live out the gospel in their real lives, how to really be God's church. Paul points out how there's so much division amongst them. They're not living any different than the world around them. He asks, are you fighting with one another? Are you comparing yourselves to others? Are you jealous of others? Are you tearing down people you disagree with? Are you worshiping personalities and platforms more than you are worshiping Jesus? Paul tells them that's how not to be God's church. My name is Hosanna Wong. I'm a preacher and author of How Not to Save the World. And Paul says this in 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16. Don't you know that you yourselves are God's temple and that God's Spirit dwells in your midst? Paul isn't talking about a physical building. He's saying we, the community of believers, those who have made Jesus the Lord of our lives, do we know that together we form a temple where God's Spirit lives? If there was a temple where people could experience God and have their lives transformed, wouldn't we do all we could to protect it, to make sure no one tears it down? Because we want people to be able to experience God. Just the same, don't tear this temple down. Don't tear apart the community of the family of God. A watching world is seeing how we speak to each other, how we speak about each other, what we post online, how we comment to each other, who we build up and who we tear down. Let's remember we are where God's Spirit lives, a church, a community where people can join us and experience God.